Cows. The silent giants that sustain human civilization. Get ready. Because what you are about to hear may forever change the way you see one of the most common, most exploited, and at the same time, most misunderstood animals in the history of planet Earth. They are on farms, in open pastures, in children's books, in commercials, in memes. They are seen as simple, slow, passive, almost invisible. But behind that seemingly empty gaze, there is memory, there is emotion, there is intelligence. There is a story that has walked side by side with ours for thousands of years. Today you will get to know cows like never before. Chapter 1. Before the farm, before milk, before the myth. Long before fences, barns, and milking machines. Before cities, religions, and empires. Cows did not exist as we know them today. What existed was the aurochs, a gigantic animal, wild, imposing, over 1.8 meters tall, long curved horns, raw strength enough to bring down predators. The aurochs ruled the plains of Europe, Asia, and North Africa. It was feared, respected, and hunted. And it was precisely this wild giant that humans decided to confront, not only with weapons, but with patience. The domestication of cows began around 10,000 years ago, not by chance, not by luck. It was a strategic choice. Where humans went, cows went with them. They provided meat, milk, leather, draft power, warmth, survival. Without them, civilization simply would not have advanced. Chapter 2. The animal that carried the world on its back. While horses are remembered for wars and dogs for loyalty, cows did the silent work. They pulled plows, turned mills, prepared the soil that would feed millions. Every cultivated field, every village that became a city, every empire that grew, had, at some point, a cow behind it. They do not appear in statues. They did not lead battles, but they sustained everything. Without cows, large-scale agriculture would not exist. Without agriculture, there would be no complex society. Cows did not change the world through violence. They changed it through constant presence. Chapter 3. A brain that observes, remembers, and feels. There is a dangerous myth that cows are stupid. Science disagrees. Cows have long-term memory. They recognize human faces. They recognize other cows. They form deep social bonds. If a cow is separated from her group, she shows stress, anxiety, and depressive behaviors. They have best friends. Yes, cows form stable friendships. They prefer spending time with specific individuals, and when they are near these companions, their heart rate decreases. They learn routines. They anticipate events. They know when milking time is approaching. They recognize sounds, schedules, and paths. A cow does not easily forget a place where she experienced pain, nor a person who treated her well. This is not pure instinct. This is cognition. Chapter 4. Emotions that never asked for permission to exist. Cows feel fear. They feel joy. They feel frustration. They feel curiosity. When they solve a problem, like opening a gate or finding hidden food, they show clear signs of euphoria. They jump. They run. They toss their heads. What you are seeing is not randomness. It is pleasure. They also cry. Separating a cow from her calf causes prolonged vocalizations, search behaviors, and a decline in well-being levels. This is not human projection. It is measurable. Cows feel, and they feel deeply. Chapter 5. Milk. More than just food, milk was not created for humans. It was created for calves. It is a food perfectly calibrated for growth, immunity, and development. When humans discovered they could consume milk, everything changed. Milk allowed survival in harsh climates. It guaranteed nutrition in times of scarcity. It created entire cultures based on cheese, butter, and yogurt. But it came at a cost. To produce milk continuously, a cow must give birth repeatedly. This created a complex relationship. full of dependence, benefit, and ethical conflict. Chapter 6. Cows and the Sacred. In some cultures, cows are not just animals. They are symbols. In India, the cow represents life, generosity, motherhood, abundance. She walks freely through the streets. She is respected, protected. In other ancient cultures, cows were linked to the fertility of the land, to the moon, to the creation of the world, not by chance. Where there are cows, there is food. There is continuity. There is a future. Chapter 7. Industry, Scale, and Silence. Today, there are more than 1.5 billion cows on the planet. There have never been so many. They have never been so productive. They have never been so invisible. Industrialization transformed a social animal into a production unit. This is not an accusation. It is a historical fact. Confinement, extreme genetic selection, mass production. All of this distanced people from the real animal. The cow stopped being seen as a living being and began to be seen as a product. And when something becomes a product, silence grows. Chapter 8. Environmental impact. Blame or context. Cows are often pointed to as villains of global warming, and yes, they produce methane, but the story is more complex. The problem is not the cows themselves, it is the model. Regenerative systems show that well-managed pastures can capture carbon, restore soils, increase biodiversity. For thousands of years, large herbivores coexisted with the planet without destroying it. Perhaps the question is not, are cows the problem, but rather, how do we choose to raise them? Chapter 9. The gaze that meets yours. Stop for a moment. Remember the last time you looked directly into the eyes of a cow. Not through a screen, not in a drawing, but right there, present. The gaze is calm, deep, attentive. There is no hurry. There is no judgment. There is something ancient there, something that watched humanity grow, fail, build, and destroy. Cows saw empires rise and fall. They remain. Chapter 10. The animal that never asked to be forgotten. Cows did not ask to dominate agriculture. They did not ask to become religious symbols. They did not ask to sustain billions. They simply existed. And we shaped everything around that. Perhaps the least we can do is see them as they truly are. Not caricatures, not numbers, not just food, but living beings with history, emotion, memory, and real impact on the human destiny. Conclusion. When silence speaks louder. Cows do not shout. They do not hunt. They do not dominate. They remain. And perhaps that is exactly why the world exists the way it does. Because while some conquered, they sustained. While some were remembered, they fed. And while some spoke loudly, cows kept the world standing in silence. Did you enjoy learning more about this incredible animal? Turn on notifications, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for the next videos. Every day, a new curiosity about a different animal.